Hi chums. Right, number 22, Cara with 4 potatoes, small potatoes in 2 layers. These are not mine, these are seed I bought last year. So they should be okay, hopefully. Number 22, yeah. This is done in number 22, Cara, in Livingston's compost and spuds galore and bloodfish and bones. Bloodfish and bones, so we'll see how that goes. Right, I was talking about Belfast there. I went to Belfast to become a teacher, to study there, and that's where you had to go. There's nowhere else to go. It wasn't a case where I chose Belfast specifically. At that time, there weren't many. Well, a whole lot of students went to England, but at that stage, the training colleges are very good here at that time. So I thought, right, I'll go to Belfast. So that was my decision. It was only based purely on where am I going to get a good education to become a teacher. So the first year I was up there, I stayed in residence. I wanted to get to know the place and that there, you know, and not have any hassle. So the second year then, myself and 4 or 5 other boys got together and decided to get a house. So we got a house on the Glen Road, which is right in the middle of the Andersonstown area and very close to Andersonstown Barracks, where the army were stationed, you know. So we used to attract a lot of attention, not because we did anything, but because we were from the country. You see, I was from Armagh, 2 of the boys were from South Down, another guy was from Derry, another one from Omagh, and another guy from Fermanagh. So there's a big spread of country boys who all came from areas where there was a lot of activity going on, you know. Now, none of us boys were involved in anything because we were lucky in the sense that we managed to get through the whole situation without getting involved and stuff, because it's very easy to get involved, you know. I'll tell you some story about that. But so we were lucky, we didn't get involved in anything because we knew that if we did, we'd never get a job, basically, you know. And we weren't into killing people. That's the bottom line. I'm not going to go and kill anybody for anything, you know. So didn't get involved and all the rest of it. But because we were from the country, up in the city, we attracted a lot of attention from security forces. Why are you guys up here? You see? So it was okay saying, well, we're students, we're up here studying. Oh yeah, that's your cover story, you know. These aren't looking too bad. I was a bit concerned about these because they've been in water. So that was fair enough. So we used to keep the door locked because there were other guys arrive at the house with balaclavas on, the bad guys, looking for cars, and they would come in with the guns and put us at gunpoint up against a wall and take the cars and stuff, you know. I didn't have a car, but a couple of the boys did, and they lost their cars a couple of times. So we used to keep the place closed up, and next thing would be a knock at the door, and you always shouted, "Who's there?" And I remember a couple of times going, "Who's there?" "Tommy." And I go, "Tommy who?" "Tommy Gun." That was a soldier. So, right, okay, we'll open up now. And you opened up and the soldiers come in, and the procedure was they searched the house, and that was it. They just searched the house, looking for stuff, you know. So we were used to that, you know. They weren't as scary as the boys that came with the guns looking for cars. They were very scary. So that was okay. But I'll tell you what. You see, when you're lying in your bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, and you hear somebody shouting, "Get up!" and you open your eyes and there's a soldier standing with a gun trained on you, and another one standing with his gun trained on your mate across the room. I tell you what, see all these stories about I would do this and I would do that. No, you wouldn't. You're lying in your bed in your shorts and 2 boys standing pointing guns at you. You'd be as well behaved as you can possibly be, and you do whatever you're told. That's the bottom line, you know. So that's what happened one night. Right, get up, and I opened my eyes and there was this soldier standing pointing a gun at me, and I went, "What's going on?" They went, "Get up." So they wouldn't even let us get dressed, and it was thick as this was February. They wouldn't let us get dressed, and they brought the 5 of us down the stairs into the front room, and they just proceeded to dismantle the house, basically, you know. And we were there for about maybe 3 hours. But the worst part of it was we had an education exam in that morning. So they were there from about 3 until about maybe 6 o'clock, half 6 or 7. And then we had to go do an exam at 9 o'clock in the morning. And we were pleading with them, look, look, you can do whatever you like, let us go back to bed, you've been round the house, no, just stay there. So that's the sort of conditions we were living in, you know. You had no control sometimes, and you just had to put up with what you got, you know. So then we went up to the college. This is what happened. We went to the college and said, look, we've just been up all night with the soldiers. They raided the house and kept us up for 4 hours, and they went, right, dead on, lads. Because if they had phoned the army barracks and said, did you have soldiers in a certain house last night from 3 o'clock till 7 in the morning, they would go, no, we don't discuss security matters, you know. So it was our word alone, and people were using the army for excuses all the time. You know, road checks, we had road checks all the time here, and they were the best excuse for being late for work. People used to just get up in the morning, get a nice leisurely breakfast, and go down the road to work. No road checks. Arrive in at 20 past 10 as a road check, and you can't check. You can't find out if that's true or not as an employer, because the police or army won't tell you if there was a road check or not, you know. So that was the sort of thing you were living in, you know. So as I say, you get a rude awakening at 3 in the morning when there's a boy with a gun standing over you. But one of the scariest ones was myself and one of the boys were walking home from the college one day, and we heard a gun battle going on, and it seemed brave and close, you know, but we didn't know how close it was until we got down to our own house. And the next thing, I got grabbed by a soldier and dragged down onto the ground. Lie there, lie there. And it turned out behind our wall was about 50 feet long, and there were 8 soldiers in behind the wall, and they were being shot at from the top of the hill across the road. I don't know how far away it'd be. It's hard to judge, maybe 800 metres or 800 yards or so. It seemed to us. But we lay there for about nearly an hour while the bullets were cracking off our house and landing in the driveway and hitting the wall. And I was thinking, what happened to all these things come through the wall and kill me, you know? But that was normality, you know. That was lying behind a wall with British soldiers getting shot at was normal. And we went back into the next day. We didn't even happen to us last night. We were walking home, and next thing we got dragged down to the ground behind our own wall by the soldiers because they were getting shot at in a gun battle, and they were firing back and everything, you know. And the boys went, all right, enough. We didn't hear what happened to me. We were doing, and everybody had stories, you know. So our story was just one of many, many, many stories, you know. But that was a pretty scary one when you were walking down the street. This was like on a bright 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you know. It wasn't real late at night or anything. But the other real scary one was the place on the Finnehy Road North. There was a pub we used to go to. It was a dance hall sort of thing, and they had discos there. How long ago were discos? That was 70s, wasn't it? And we went down there, myself and mate went down for a drink one night, and we had no exams, and we'd got our work done, and we thought, it was a Friday night, and we thought, sure, we'll just head down here. We didn't normally go to it, you know. Just go down for a bit of crack and get a pint and see what it's like, you know. So down we went to get a pint, and the pint was grand, and it was good fun and all the rest of it. So we came out at closing time, and this is about 1:45, 1 o'clock in the morning. And we were heading back up towards the college again, and there's a motorway bridge, a big concrete bridge. And as we went under the bridge, we heard it 2 cracks or 3 cracks, and the next thing, within like milliseconds, 2 bullets hit the bridge just above our heads. I suppose maybe a foot, 2 foot above our heads. It seemed a lot closer at the time, you know. And I looked at him and he went, oh shit. So we started running, and I'll tell you what, you never saw 2 boys sober up like it in your life. We ran for our lives that night because somebody was trying to get us, you know. And that was the type of things. It was just sort of sporadic. Nobody knew who was going to be next, basically, you know. You were just a target. If you were in a certain area, you were a target from somebody else, you know. So you didn't have to be a bad guy to get shot, you know. So, as I say, that was the 2 scariest things were getting caught in the gun battle and getting shot at. That was pretty scary, you know. There's another one was pretty scary actually. I was with my father in the car, my mother and sister, and I was about 15, and my father was driving, and we had to go through Belfast. He was a journalist, so he had to leave some copy into the Belfast Telegraph. So he stopped at the Belfast Telegraph in Belfast city centre almost, and he dropped the copy in, or his articles into the Telegraph, and we drove on down to a set of traffic lights. And then we turned left. Remember, we've turned left here, you turn right round the corner. Same as turning right in America, you're just going round the corner. And as the lights went green and we went right, just started around the corner. The shop we were sitting beside ended up in the street, just exploded all around the place. And my dad says, what do I do now? If I drive away, I'm going to get shot because the police or the army will think we threw the bomb. If we stay, there might be another bomb. If we stay, the army might arrive and think we're the bombers who haven't got away yet. So we had to sort of drive along very slowly until the army and police arrived and stopped us and said, where are you going? We said, look, and my father explained to him, look, we didn't know what to do here. We were at the lights, and as we pulled out, the whole place just exploded around us, you know. If the lights had been 10 seconds or 5 seconds later, we'd have been dead, you know. That's how close you were to death at times, you know, that you just didn't know when things were going to happen. It was really horrible, you know, really horrible. So that was pretty scary. Now that was a scary one, you know. But as I say, there was some real funny stuff went on as well, you know. People have a very black sense of humour, you know, and there's some really bizarre stuff went on. I remember sitting as a student watching riots on the Andersontown Road, and we used to go down. There's a fish and chip shop, and we used to go down and get chips and fish or sausages and sit on a wall and eat our chips and fish and watch the riots going on. That was our evening's entertainment, you know. So, like other people watch TV, we watch riots for fun, you know. So, what do you call it? That was a bit sort of surreal, you know. But life was strange then, you know, because everybody had this thing in their head that, well, you know, might as well enjoy ourselves because we mightn't be here tomorrow, you know. That's just the way it was, you know. It was tough now, you know, and God, I hope we never go back to that because that was horrible, you know. That was really bad, you know. We lost our youth, you know. My generation lost their childhood because we couldn't go places. We couldn't do the normal things that people do. I'll tell you a story, but I went to Edmonton in Alberta, and this is after living in Belfast for 3 years or 2 years. And one night I decided to go for a walk. So I walked down into Edmonton and into the Central Park area. And there's all these drug dealers and addicts and stuff and winos and stuff all hanging about the place. People coming over to me and saying, do you want a deal and all? And I'm going, what do you mean, do you want a deal? Do you want to buy some gear? And well, what do you mean gear? I hadn't a clue what they were talking about. And they went, why are you down here? And I said, I've just come out for a walk. And they went, where are you from? And I said, Belfast. Oh, right, there on Belfast, right, okay. I never got touched the whole time I was there. And I used to go through the park at night, and all these boys, well, how you doing? Some of them got to know me, hey Brendan, you know. And they knew not to offer me any dope or anything, you know, or any drugs. But they didn't touch me because I was from Belfast. And they kind of didn't know what to make of me at all. Like, who is this fucking lunatic walking through the park at 2 o'clock in the morning with all us guys, you know? But to me, that was fairly innocent compared to the stuff I put up with in Belfast, you know? So, it's horses for courses, I suppose. So there you are, right? I'll tell you what, I'm pretty pleased with this. Look, now I'm happy with that now. Right, it's getting dark. It's just starting to get a bit dull. It's about 4:30 now. It gets dark around about 5:30, I suppose. 6 o'clock. Well, 5 o'clock. You put your lights on now if you're driving. You know, more to be seen than to see. But in another half hour, I'm leaving for sure. But it'll be dark in about an hour's time. It'll be dark, you know. I love the dark nights. I really love them. I don't know why. I think it goes back to my childhood because on the dark nights you got to sit beside the fire reading, and there wasn't a whole lot to do. So you got to do nice things like reading, and you didn't have to go out and play football with your mates. Good fun as that was, and also very good fun just to sit in the house. And then my parents would play games with us. The two games we played most were Monopoly and Scrabble. Were our two games that we played all the time. And my mum and dad were really good at Scrabble. And then Siobhan, God rest her, and myself, we played all the time with them in Monopoly. My father was ruthless, and so was my sister. Oh my goodness, they would have taken your heart out to try and get a street off you, you know. But it was good fun, like. It was good fun. So that's that. So I actually spoiled that, but I told you a bit more than I thought it would there, you know. But sure, there's plenty of time to tell more stories. Where are we at? There we are. Pull that back. Yes, that's it now. Right, there we are. I think that's us now. Just tighten that a wee bit to make sure it doesn't move. Right, there's us. That's us. Right. Okay, I'm pretty happy about this lot too now. Hope you can see this. Hello. Right, what am I going to go for this time? This feels quite good actually. I'm going to go for 7 this time. No, I'm going to go for 6.5. My kilos again. Oh, here 3.1. That's going to be 7. About 7.5. 6.7 or 6.8. 6.85 pounds. That's happy enough with that now. So there you go. Very pleased with that. It's almost 7 pounds. So that's good now. That's good. What do we say now? Pull that back again. I hope that's about the right height there. Don't know. We'll see. Let's soon see anyway. Aye, that's okay. So, let's go on my chin. Looks awful bright or something, you know. That's it for another couple of goes anyway. I need to start writing down some of my ideas. I had some of my other ideas for today, and I forgot what they were, you know. But that's that. So I'll stick the values up tonight, and we'll get a few more done by the weekend. I'm giving these spuds to my cousin tonight, so that's why I want to get a few out, because I've too many. I've still got another 30 pots to go through there, so I'm just giving them away. Don't want to end up with a whole lot of potatoes that aren't being used, you know. Okay, so there you go, folks. All the best now. Bye bye.